I just watched the Amy Winehouse documentary on my way to Milan. I'm on my way to Milan to do this singing thing, this group thing. I'm scared. I'm extremely full-fledged, bone-shaking scared. It was scary because I don't think I've ever related to a human so much. There were so many parts of that documentary where I saw myself in her. Not only physically, which is eerie, but mentally, emotionally, I feel like we're the same person. And that scares the living shit out of me. If all this stuff I'm feeling now is already getting to me, making me sad, knowing I'm getting fucked over, knowing I'm in an industry where everyone around me only wants something from me, I wish I could go back in time and hug her. I wish I could tell her she wasn't crazy. I wish I could erase all the awful things people felt entitled to say about her. I cannot stop sobbing because what I heard and saw in that documentary was a beautiful, talented, real, genuine soul. And all anyone around her did was hurt, use, and abuse her. Her family, her friends, the person she allowed herself to love the most, who is the biggest piece of shit. I want to erase it. The fact that her pain and suffering was exploited, tainted, or the way they did not allow her to get better because everything she was doing, awards, carpets, magazines, performances, making everyone else happy was all they were allowed her to believe she was good for. This deeply affected me. Everything she said, I've said. The way she began, I began. The thing she's passionate about, that's what I'm passionate about. We're kindred spirits divided by time. And although I want to help save the world, how can I if I can't even save myself? They didn't let her feel. They allowed her to destroy herself. No one fucking cared. I don't want to allow myself to become what she became. But there is so much more to her than being fucked up. She was numbing her pain. She was dwelling in her silence. She was no longer free to live. And all she ever was inside was free as an artist. Being completely and unabashedly herself. She wrote her life and feelings and sang them straight from her soul. And not one of the millions who were open to hearing her pretty voice and consuming her art could actually listen to what she was trying to say. I hear a voice inside of her that's crying deeper than the words she cares to let you know. She finds escape from reality because no one knows what it's like to be her in this world alone. Pride and judged and skewed perceptions of a person who deep down inside is trying to make sense of all that's happened to them. No one can keep attention. Just because you give it and expect it to be yours doesn't mean you can choose to suffocate her. Imagine being drowned in flashes, images you know reflect the broken you sprawled across the media, reminding you that your weakness is showing, and that weak is not acceptable. That we want your art and the most intimate pieces of you, but not if it's pouring out of you in vial instead of melody. Your pain is not my remedy. Keep it to yourself. We've seen it plenty. Get your act together before you start feeling empty. They speak to you and about you like they already know. They speak to you and about you like they already know.